Hi, this is a short introductory video for my latest cut up book. One second, here we go. Um, so, what you're looking at here is the PDF version of Cut Up Solo, the 39 Steps. Now, what was immediately interesting for me doing this is the first cut up book that it wasn't inspired by me wanting to play in a particular genre. This is somebody coming to me saying, um, you know, could you do one based upon this novel? And if there's anyone, if there's uh, anyone out there that wants me to do a cut up treatment of a particular public domain text or book, then please let me know and I'll happily fit it into my production cycle. So this is the cut up solo. There's something else I've changed with this book, and I think I'm going to keep going forward. So the start of the book is the same as you would normally expect. This doesn't change much between book to book. What you get is a little bit of introduction about cut ups and how it fits into non-authoring. What is solo? What is cut up solo? How's it cut up? Now, this is the first little hint of what the big change is in this book. Um, but I'll come back to that. Come back to that in a second. Um, there's I'll talk about the spreadsheet, and there is a link where you can download the spreadsheet if you ever lose your download, or if you buy this from Amazon or anywhere else. So there's a direct link to the spreadsheet downloads. Um, so you can search the spreadsheet for specific words using a little bit more like a concordance, and then there's about kind of using solo playing with these. Now, the example of play, I've always said that cut ups often uh, feel like you're dealing with someone using a second language. Because the sentences, you can never really join them together perfectly unless you take the concepts and rewrite them. But what I have been doing is turning them into. Now, since I wrote this, I've actually been trying to limit myself to just three cut ups at a time. And when I was about 16, I read On Love and Barley by Basho. And it's these little haiku uh, poems, sort of three sentences, or not sentences, just three lines. The original ones obviously have the very sort of strict syllable count per line. Now, you're not going to get that with these, but if you turn them into little three-line haiku poems, they become really, really descriptive. So you can kind of see here. Now, this one uses burn, and a burn is Scottish for a brook or a stream, and how, which it comes up in here somewhere. Oh yeah, there, in the second block of yellow. That's the flat grassy area on either side of a stream, kind of not the bank, but the bit beside it. Um, the flat of a valley sort of thing. Now, this book is going to have lots of Scottish influences because that's where any game based upon this is going to have the Scottish influence because that's part of where the book is set. Um, so it's also going to have that 1930s vibe because again that's the genre of the book, the setting of the book. Um, if you treat these almost as little poems, um, you can you can do an awful lot of interpretation, and not interpretation so much, but visualization beyond what the words actually say. And I have found this to be really, really satisfying. So you are going to see more of this in future cut up books. You can still edit them into paragraphs, chop out words, add in words to join the fragments together and string them together into sentences and short paragraphs. Or you can use them as, here I've really leaned into the little sort of poetry bit, and then there's a little bit here of my interpretation of the poem, and then my reaction to it. So that's how I'm treating this cut up book, and all my cut up play at the moment. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, so that's the way I'm going. Uh, there's also actually in here I've used the yes no oracle that's built in um, to see whether I can defuse a bomb or not. Um, and then of course the bulk of the book is the cut ups. So you've got it's numbered 1 to 1,000, so you use a D1000, and it's the two sets of cut ups are completely independent. So in effect, there's two blocks of 1,000, and what you can do is if you hold down the Alt on your keyboard, you can select vertically down a block. So if you wanted to spend slightly less time uh, rolling for individual lines, you could just roll once and then take a block, because these have been randomized before you get them. They don't read in sequence. Um, uh, yeah, so that's it. You can obviously, using the Alt, you can choose which block you're going to work with. I don't just take 3, I generally take 20 and then construct this little poem from it. Um, the spreadsheet is set up to grab 20 at once from throughout the text. Uh, so yeah, so that goes all the way down to 1,000. There's no imagery with this book, which is a pity. So there you go. Page 38 is the end. That's 1,000 cut ups. So that's what you get. Uh, the spreadsheet has 9,400 thereabouts. I think it's 9,450 something um, uh, snippets. So there's a greater variety there. I definitely recommend using uh, the spreadsheets uh, over the physical book. But I was actually in a waiting room recently, waiting for someone, and I used the book and the dice roller app on my phone, and I had a thoroughly enjoyable game. So yeah, the book does stand up on its own, definitely. Uh, but you get a much richer experience using the spreadsheets. Another option, of course, is you can print off several sheets from the spreadsheet, so you get the breadth of the spreadsheet, but if you're just taking a section at a time, and that makes you can play away from the screen. Um, okay, so that's it. That is Cut Up Solo 39 steps. Okay, thank you for watching.